to embark on the longest and most dangerous part of their journey north. We'll talk to the head of the Border and Commerce Security Council. He says the border will be well equipped by the time they arrive. Caravan of migrants headed to our southern border. They've left Mexico City, starting the longest and most dangerous part of the trip. Want to bring in Nelson Balido. He's Border and Commerce Security Council Chairman. Nelson, so what's next? What are you bracing for? What's your organization bracing for?
Well, you know, we're helping private sector really look at ways they can work with the government, Border Patrol, Customs, and so forth, to really be able to put those technologies to the border to ensure not only are we ready for the caravan, but are we ready for the future of anyone that's trying to cross the border. Really, if you think about it, what's happened is this migrant caravan of 4,000 to 6,000 people arrived in Irapuato, Mexico last night and left this morning for the most dangerous part of their journey. But I think they're heading towards Tijuana, Mexico, is what all indications are looking at. Most of these folks that are going there, unfortunately, don't understand what they're going to hit when they get to the border. They're not going to necessarily make a run for it. I think most of the people on this caravan are folks that are looking for asylum, so they may just get in line or simply turn themselves into the Border Patrol. Keep in mind that just over the weekend, we arrested over 1,000 people in the Rio Grande Valley, you know, of folks turning themselves in. So my question is, do we have mini caravans coming all over the southern border at any one time? So this is just more people coming in a mass. And why are they coming in a mass? They're looking for protection. Why? Because you have the cartels, government corruption, you have sexual assaults, and they feel that going in mass and going together, they'll be protected from some of these things. But I'll tell you one thing, no one crosses this border illegally without paying that cartel toll.
I want to come back to that, Nelson. Let me go, because you've made a lot of great points here. Let's go back here a little bit.
Sure.
First, when you say this is the most dangerous part of the trip, why?
Well, I mean, you're looking at a lot of desert areas, and a lot of it's desolate, right? So they have to be prepared. They have to have food, water. You know, what's going to take them this long? They're still hundreds of miles away. What's going to help them get to the border? Sure, they'll get some help on the way. There'll be some folks that'll give some humanitarian aid and so forth. But that is pretty dangerous now because there's just less population.
You mentioned they're heading perhaps to Tijuana. A lot of speculation that maybe the caravan is being told to try to cross in California, a sanctuary state. Does that play a role in this calculus here?
Absolutely, it does. It's certainly because we're welcoming there, not necessarily anything other than that, because it is a longer journey. Certainly, if they went to the Rio Grande Valley, that's hundreds of miles shorter, they would be stopped, and there would be a different treatment in the sense of the state, when there is a catch and release, because that's the issue, is that are they looking for catch and release? I don't think you're going to see a lot of border runners as opposed to folks that just simply want to turn themselves in and seek asylum.
And you mentioned the asylum part. If you look back at some of the asylum data, you know, just when you start talking about 4,000 or 6,000 people, we don't necessarily get that many asylum seekers on an average year from Central America. So does this speak to perhaps some sort of greater organization here? And do you think maybe someone is misrepresented to these people what they should expect when they get to America?
Absolutely. I think we've done a terrible job of working with NGOs or other governments to inform these people, even before they leave their home countries, on what to expect. They're fueled by cartels, innuendos, rumors, and just simply fantasy. We need to do a better job as the U.S. government to try to inform these folks. Therefore, they'll never leave if we let them know what to expect.
All right. Nelson, thank you very much. You covered it all very well. Our understanding is much better now. Thank you very much.
You bet. Anytime. Thank you.